So far I've talked about discrete and continuous variables, but now I'm going to talk about discrete and continuous random variables. So first of all, what is a random variable? A random variable is a variable which has its value determined by a probability experiment. So for example, if you flip a coin once, how many tails could you come up with? I'm going to create a new random variable called t. T represents the number of tails possible from this probability experiment. So remember, if we flip a coin, we have a sample space of heads and tails. We can either get one heads or we can get one tails. So we're trying to measure the number of tails we get after one flip. So after conducting this experiment, our variable will end up with an answer of either 0 or 1. So the value of this random variable has been determined by our probability experiment in which we flipped a coin. So now one kind of random variable is a discrete random variable. A discrete random variable is a random variable with a finite number of values. Like for example, let's say I have you flip a coin 6 times. How many tails could you come up with? Well, you could get 0 tails, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or even 6 tails. You have a finite number of values. You couldn't get something like 1.5 or 2.5923 because it doesn't make sense in this kind of problem. But if you have something that is a continuous random variable, that is a random variable which has an infinite number of values. Like let's say you measure the speed in miles per hour of the first car to drive by your house. What kind of values could you obtain? Well, you could get something like 25 miles per hour or 50 miles per hour or 62.00252 miles per hour or something even faster or slower than that. There are an infinite number of values this variable could take on because it is a continuous random variable. So know that a random variable is a variable that has its value determined by a probability experiment, and know that the values you get will indicate that you either have a discrete random variable or a continuous random variable.